Hey guys, welcome back. I am a day late, so sorry about that. But I wanted to try and make a kaleidoscope cane, and I wanted to do monochromatic today. So I just want to take this blue. I'm going to do part of it dark, part of it light, and then just part of it the way it is. I may add a little bit of latte just to tone it down a little bit, so that it's not so in your face. So I think we're going to do that. It's not even. It's okay that it's not even. So basically what I'm going to do this to each color. I'm going to add some black to this. I'm going to add latte to this just to tone it down, and some white to this to make it a little lighter. And I'm going to do that with all three colors and make a Skinner blend out of all of them, and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, we are finally back. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. I have some extra pieces. We'll figure out how we're going to use them. And then I needed a contrast color to go in here. And I didn't want to use black and white, but instead I used graphite pearl, because I think that gray graphite's going to look just perfect with the blues. So, I have got all of these. And I have not rolled them up yet, because I didn't know exactly how I wanted to roll them. I didn't know if I wanted to make a fan fold or a bullseye. And I kind of want to make a controlled kaleidoscope. So, meaning I don't want to just throw them here and there and see what happens. I kind of want to make a design. I don't know if I could do that, but I guess we're going to find out in a few minutes. So, okay, so this, I don't want any wasted clay, even though I know that we can use it for something else. I just kind of want to keep it all together. Okay, so I think this is going to be kind of our center one. I did change my mind. So I did the cornflower blue. I did the, oh, what was the other one I did? I did a cornflower blue. I took out the blue stone. And then that third color was, oh my gosh, Irene, I just completely lost my train of thought. Wow. Okay, so I took out the cornflower. No, I kept the cornflower. I got rid of the moonstone, which was a little like lilac color. I got rid of that because it just blended a little too much. And I replaced it with robin's egg from Souffle as well. So the colors I ended up using were the cornflower, the robin's egg, and the sea green, which is this right here, which is more of a really pretty aqua. Kind of like an aqua teal. It's just a greeny blue. Because, yeah, it just seemed like that other color was going to dull it a little too much. Okay, so we have that. Then this blue, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to make a fan fold with it. Which means I have to switch hands. Okay, and then we have another green. So we're going to take this green. I have two greens. I like this really dark green, so I'm going to make the white in the center of this one. Okay, that one's a little bit smaller. These were all done with I just cut them out at 1 square. I think it was 1.5 inches that I used. So you can go bigger, but because I had so many canes, I didn't want to use or make them all really big. So now for this one I'm going to put the green on the inside. I'm just kind of mixing it all up here. I had a really cool texture roller that I'm going to be listing. I'm testing it out now, but I thought I had the test going before I even started the video, and I was wrong. I was really hoping I could show it to you in this video, but I don't think that's going to happen now, so I'll have to show that to you in a couple of days. Okay, so there's the green. Yeah, it's ugly, but it's okay. So this one, I've got kind of like a darkish blue on the outside. So we're going to make this a bullseye with the white in the middle. It's getting a little soft here. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to do another bullseye of a light blue. So I also added some latte. I think brown would look good with any of these blues. So I did add some of that in there. It's probably going to offset it just a tad bit, which is what we want to do. Well, like I said, I didn't want any extras, so we're just going to put the strips right up here. So that's what we got. We have one that's a jelly roll, and this one I'm going to make two. I'm going to make a fan fold, and then I will make a bullseye cane with this one. So much faster if you just hold it. Okay, so this one we're going to make into a bullseye. So the good thing I like making canes with souffle is the fact that it holds up a little better. It doesn't really stick to the other clay, so I mean if you got a bunch of strips like this, you can lay them on top and they come right off. But they're a little stiffer too, so that they should hold their shape a little better. I think that would work great in flowers more than this, because that's where I always have the problem. Alright, so I have one with a white. I think we're just going to, what do I've got? I got 3 bullseyes in blue. We're going to make this a fan fold as well. And I can figure out if I want to use the black or the blue or the white on top. Now, the interesting part comes when you want to put it together and how exactly to do that. Okay, so I know this one I want to make in 2, and I want to make it kind of like a flower petal, and this is going to be the tip of my triangle. So I may actually cut it in 3, and you know me, I like to work about 1.5. So I need this to be at least 4.25. All right, so you got 1.5, 3. No, you need 4.5. So we're probably there. I'm going to go a little bit longer because you're going to have to take the edges off. Okay, so there's 1.5, there's 3, and 4.5. Okay, so this is going to be the center of our flower. I really like those colors in there. This would make a really pretty flower too. A really pretty flower. So it's kind of going to be one, right? We're going to just do So this is going to be our triangle right there. Okay. And now we're just going to build up around it. So if I wanted to look at it as a triangle, even though I don't have one, we're just going to come out here and end probably about right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reduce these. And since we have so many different ones, I'm only going to make these 3 inches long, and you use 2 of each. I think that's all I need. So I'm going to keep them in a square at the 3 inches and decide whether I want to fold them over or if I want to make them into a petal, or what I'm going to do from that point. But we're going to at least get all of these to 3 inches. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holy moly, that's going to be a big cane. So let me go ahead and do this off camera. Oh my gosh, there's another one. There's 8. Oh, and 9. I made a really big one, didn't I? Oh well, it's going to be fun. We may not use it all, but hey, at least we got a whole bunch to choose from. So I'll be right back. All right, so we are back. We've got everything cut up. I took 2 of these pieces. I don't know why I see a flower out of here, guys, and so I'm not sure I want to use these. So I'm setting those aside. Might be way too small to make a flower, but I'm going to keep them aside anyways. Alright, so again, we're going to start right here from the center, and we're going to work our way out that way. We have some really, really cool colors in this, but I don't know if I'm going to use them straight or how I'm going to do this yet. But I think I need some brown. So now we're going to take our pieces and shape them the way that we want to. Okay, I'm going to put this up here. And yeah, as you squish them, try and keep them the same shape because they are going to stretch out on you. I want this a little higher up. I don't want this to get in the way of my flower tip, basically. And I've got this really pretty green. So on this green, I'm going to flatten this one out and put it right in the center there. Okay, so now we're going to add some with a white. Just because it'll break up some of those solid colors. But hold on a minute. Before I do that, I'm going to try something here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to point both sides. And I'm going to go to 3 inches on this. And I know they don't make sense yet, but I have an idea. Yeah, it's kind of hard sometimes to get these to listen. So I need 1 more inch there. So this is just going to give me a couple smaller elements. Okay, and I'm going to put these together. Oh, I like those. So I kind of want it to point like that. And then I want to do this one. And I want it to point the opposite way. This one's a little thicker than the other one. kind of like that. And then we'll fill up that center with something. So I'm going to do the same with this one. I'll make this a little flatter so that it matches up with the other one. Just going to cut a little bit off. If I move off of camera, sorry. All I'm doing is flattening the sides though, so you're not missing anything spectacular. And yes, I cut that with the wrong side of the blade. And again, I'm going to fold it up like that. Just a little bit. It's a little smaller. Okay. We're going to set that over there. So, you know, I haven't used any of this light blue. So let's put 1, 2, 3, 4 light blues in between, excuse me, in between those. Oh, I had a tickle. And I need it thin, so I'm going to try and get this one to 6 inches. I don't know what I did here. He got a little too thin. A little farther. I know I'm all over the board here, aren't I? Sorry. Okay, I may not like the blue, so I'm going to put it in there though, just to see. And that will keep these guys from closing back in on each other. Kind of interesting, kind of weird, I know. But sometimes that's what makes it fun. It's just doing something out of the ordinary. Okay, so I think I'm going to lay them this way. Or do I want to lay them this way? All right, we're going to lay them that way. Okay. So, yes, you can end right there if you want. You could just put another blue one in there. We can take our little, this little guy here. Try and make him a little fatter. Put him right in the middle. Ah, the graphite pearl. All right, do I really want that graphite pearl? Well, we're going to cut a little strip. Actually, we're going to kind of blend it down a little bit so that the lines aren't quite so thick. I may not use this. I don't know yet. I think we've got a lot of contrast the way it is. But it kind of might help it pop a little bit. Just cutting one side right here. You know, I don't know if I need this or not. I think I might just leave it alone. So, I haven't used this. I've used one of those. I have not used this really dark blue. I have enough of that. And I have not used these. This wasn't our main one. This was something else. See, and that's the one thing about this is you don't have to use everything that you make. So I'm not, but I really like this dark blue because I've got basically this in here. I got a lot of this green right here. But this is a little darker than anything. So we're gonna take this, and I wish I had a thinner one of these. I know that I do. I just gotta find it. We're gonna put a hole in this one. Okay. What would happen if I put some of there in there? Again, if I don't want to introduce something that I don't want to use, right? Okay, so we're going to take this one. Just getting these even. Now I could just put these somewhere here. Or I can combine the both of them into something funky. No, I'm going to combine them into something funky. So I'm going to take both of these now, and I'm going to make this a big triangle. And then, you know, once I see it, I'm going to go, no, this looks like a flower cane too. It's just, it's been my day. So we're going to go 3 inches here. Kind of takes on a mind on its own, really. I mean, you can think of something and then, I don't know, your mind kind of goes, no, let's go this way instead. That's why I don't really plan. Oh, look how cute that is. Wow, that is really cute. Wow, that would be a pretty flower right there. See, and I just come up with all these ideas for flowers now. So I could do that, or I could have this step out like that. Or I can bring them in like this. I kind of like them in like that. So So if I can have them out like that. No, I kind of like it like this. So we're going to put this like that. We're going to put this like that. Okay, and then all I'm going to do now is just fill up this bottom right here. And I don't know what I'm going to do here. These probably would have looked really good if I left them alone or did them the other way. Do I want any more brown? I really don't. I don't think, or at least so far I don't. Okay, so that's that right there. Yes, this is calling for me to be a flower. It's telling me, be a flower. So I'm going to hold on to these two and I'm going to make a double-decker flower. So we're going to hold on to that. That's going to be another video. Probably make that right after here. Okay, so I've got these two that I haven't used yet. And I have these blues. Okay, whatever. We're just going to do the same thing we did before. We're just going to make 2 more petals in a completely different color. Okay. 'Cause I haven't used any of those yet. I don't know what we're going to do with these guys. This might make a really awesome leaf, so I don't think we're going to touch that one yet. I think we may end up using that for something else, even though it's already cut up. Alright, so we want 2 of these, but I want them thin. Not that thin, but okay, and we're going to stick that in here like we did on the other one. Lot of leftover clay, and I am not a Natasha bead person. Okay, so we're going to set that right there. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know how this is all going to turn out. But it's kind of cool so far. It's easy to say that when you don't have it together yet. Excuse me. To me, that might be a little too much. Yeah, I think that's going to end up having a weight. So on this one, what we're going to do is we're going to just make this a big triangle. And we are going to squish that bottom as much as we can and get it as thick as we can. And I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be thick enough as we need it. Because I just want to lay that in there. But it's not going to happen. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I know where I'm going here, I just don't know. Because this isn't going to be flat when I lay it down, if that makes sense. I just want something right here and here. Yeah, I am not quite sure what is bugging me now, but now I have this horrible tickle in my throat that I can't get rid of. Alright, we're going to leave it just like this, I guess. I'm hoping that what I'm doing now isn't going to mess it all up. But that's it. Okay, so now comes the fun part, and that's called reducing. So, yeah, we're not going to use any of these. I can't see having to use more, you know, unless I just wanted to completely cover that side. Because usually I don't like little swirls and bubbles like that on the side. Sometimes it looks kind of cool, but I always seem to have problems with it. But I really don't want to put that there either. So this is it. Okay. So I am now going to spend my time reducing this. And we'll see how it looks. So I'm going to hit pause while I do that. And I'll see you guys in a minute. Alrighty guys. So we are back. We didn't reduce it too much. And I'm not going to cut this in the middle, because I'm not making a square kaleidoscope this time. So give me 1 second here. Okay, sorry about that. But anyways, we've got this cut out, but I'm not cutting it down the middle like I normally do, because this one I want to make 6 pieces. So this is where you have to decide though. So you have to decide, and obviously this is the end, it's going to look horrible. But you have to decide whether you want it like this, and to make the 6, or if you want to reduce it one more time. So I can leave it like this, or again I can reduce it one more time so that all of this squished together. So I'm going to try and do that really quick just to get an idea, because that's my problem, is not knowing. And as you can see, it's not even. But if you were to do this one more time, okay, you're going to be squishing it like this. Because my hardest part is that I over squish. Meaning that I cut in half and I reduce it, and I cut it in half, and then it's just really small. And you're going to reduce this again, so sometimes you don't want to do that. So I know this looks like horrible, but it's just kind of to give me a little look at it. And I can pretty much gauge what it's going to look like if I leave it alone. Even though this has got 4, even though they don't line up. Okay, so by putting them together, then I've got all those in the middle, and I don't want that. So that just made me decide how I want to do this. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to get 6 equal parts. So I'm going to need, what, 3, 6, 8, right? 3, and then 6. 9 actually will give me 6 pieces. So I got to take this to 9 inches. So let me go ahead and reduce this a little more, and we'll come back and put it together. Okay, so we have it reduced to about 9 inches. So what I'm going to do is cut off the ends. I might have to go a little more after that. Yeah, I definitely do. Okay, and then of course when you're doing it this way, You have to make sure that everything's going to be even. So I'm just going to point this end, because this is going to be the center. And these are really nice. And these are from Teresa Salgado. They are bracelet templates, so you cut them to make your cuff bracelets. But I always use them for stuff like this because it just seems to work really good. So we're going to try and get these even. Okay. And this is going to reduce it a little bit more as well. The only problem is they stick to everything. And you'll get where it needs to come in and out here. This side looks a little smaller. Okay. Again, it's the blue that I want on the bottom. Okay, so I don't want to touch that. I just want to touch this part. All right, so now we're going to cut off one more end here. I think we're good. Okay, I just want this sharper. So I may have to come in and just to give me that sharp edge that I'm looking for. All right. So now let's cut it in 6 pieces. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That got in my way. Okay. So this is part of it. And I did want this to be my M. You can tell I'm off, which doesn't faze me one bit because I'm always off. I don't know why I'm always off, but I am. I think putting that green behind the blue was a mistake, because now that leaf does not stand out like I would have wanted it to. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make this really sharp here. Okay, now we can put it back together. Okay, you just want to make sure both sides are perfect. Okay. And then we're going to do the same with this one, but before I put it completely together, I want to make sure I like what I'm doing, or whether I want to change my mind again. So, it can either be like this, we could make that thinner. Yeah, no, it's going to be this. It's going to be this way. So we got this all squished down. I don't know why this one's a little smaller. It shouldn't be. like the way those look, so we're going to do it that way. Yeah, that's kind of strange. While that end does not want to sit in there the way it's supposed to be. Okay. So it's a little smaller for some reason. Okay, I might be away from the camera just until I can put this guy together. Okay, so that's good right there. And that's nice and lined up. That's good. Okay, so this is what we got so far. So now we're going to reduce it a little more, and I'm going to keep it this kind of shape. So I'm just going to go onto each petal like this, and I'm going to reduce it like this for a while before I pull it into a circle, just to make sure that everything connects in that center. Okay, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are done. I'm going to leave it kind of big, and then I'll cut half of it and make a little bit smaller, but I'm going to leave a little bit of it big just in case. So I really like the color combos on this one. So this is our cane. Now I'm glad I didn't reduce it one more time, cut it again and then reduce it, because it would have made these really small. So these are going to look really cute, I think, on some beads. I don't know how well you can see this. My eyes are just so bad, but I'm hoping that you're getting a clear picture of it. But that is our cane. We'll probably make this make it into some small beads later, but we're going to come back because I'm going to make this flower, because it's telling me I got to make a flower out of that. So I'm going to make another video on that. And then these little scraps that I have left over, I want to show you what you can do with them so you don't have to waste them. So I will be right back. Hope you like that, and we'll talk to you in the next video.